There's going to be a bit of recapping, there's going to be a few different things, but we're going to start in the same way. So if you'd like to come onto your mat and sit, take your feet about hip width distance apart, knees are bent, roll back onto your back, roll back your shoulders and lift your chin slightly. Just pause here. Pause here for a moment to feel the soles of your feet on the mat. Feel your lower back, the back of your pelvis on the mat. Feel up along the sides of your back, connecting to the mat. Can you feel your shoulder blades finding the mat, finding the floor, and the shoulders, the backs of the arms, the back of your head. Just feel yourself supported. You're grounded. You can let gravity help you out with your posture. And then just start to take your breath in and out through your nose. Trying to draw on an even breath, an even inhale to your exhale. You can bring your hands and rest them on your belly. Start to send your breath to your belly, where your hands are resting. So as you breathe in through the nose, you can feel the belly rise. And as you breathe out, you can feel it patiently just dropping. Take your hands lower, below your belly button, onto the pelvis. And see if you can take the breath all the way to the hands here. If that feels uncomfortable or forced, just take the hands back to the belly and go back to your belly breath. So you're breathing low into your torso. In through the nose, out through the nose. And then you're just going to take a nice deep breath and send it down to the hands. And then let it rise all the way up, high into the chest, throat and collarbones. And as you breathe out, just give your pelvic floor a little squeeze and a lift up. And send that full breath up and out. So breathing in through your nose, letting the breath go low first into the pelvis. Rising up high into the chest, throat and collarbones. And then as you breathe out, the pelvic floor engages. You might feel the abdominals firm slightly to send the breath all the way up and out. Take a few more rounds of your full breath just like that. Again, without forcing it, without strain, encourage the breath to go deep. Encourage your full breath in and encourage yourself to send that full breath out. With your next full inhale, reach your arms all the way up and over your head. And then as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest and draw your arms back down by your sides, spreading out your fingers. Draw your toes back towards your shins. As you take your next inhale, take your feet to the ceiling and reach your arms all the way up and over your head. As you exhale, draw your knees into your chest and pull the arms back down by your sides. Inhale, feet go high, arms reach overhead. Exhale, knees into chest, arms come down by your sides. Move with your breath. Inhale, press the feet high, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, knees into chest, arms down by your sides. Move and breathe. So ignore me for a moment. Keep going through that movement. Keep connecting your breath to your movement. Expanding with your inhale, reaching the feet high, reaching the arms overhead. Contracting, drawing back in with your exhale. The exhale isn't a relaxation at this stage. The exhale is muscular engagement. So as you inhale, push your heels high, draw your toes to your shins, really spread out through the hands. As you exhale, really pull the knees into the chest using the abdominals and draw the arms back down by your sides. Once more, inhale, expand. Exhale to contract and hug your shins. Take a little rock side to side. For the next section, take your arms out nice and wide into a T shape or cactus arms if you haven't got the space to take the arms wide. So bend at the elbows for cactus arms, have your elbows in line with your shoulders, let the hands and arms come down to the mat. And then pick up your knees. Your knees are about stacking over your hips. There's a 90-degree bend at the hips, and then there's a 90-degree bend behind the knees. Then draw your toes to your shins. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to take your knees over towards the right and look over to your left. Inhaling, lift your knees back up to center. As you exhale, take your knees to the left and look over to your right. Inhaling, lifting your knees back up to center. Exhale to twist. And again, we'll just connect movement to breath. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist. Just keep moving with your breath. You can ignore me for a little while. Connect your movement to your breath. Checking that you're not sneaking those knees into the chest. That makes it a little bit easier if you did want to do that. Just moving with your breath. Last one. Taking the knees in the opposite direction to you're taking your face. Come back to center. And once more, just give those knees a little hug into the chest. Hands behind your hands behind your knees, and get a little rock going on. So you're kicking your feet over your head to help you lift your hips up off the mat. And then as the feet go towards the top of the mat, you're going to do a little sit up, and you're starting to rock back and forth. You can have the hands behind the knees. You're rocking back and forth, and then you're rocking up to a seated position. From here, swing your legs around behind you. Come into a tabletop position. Spread out your fingers, have your shoulders over your wrists, have your hips over your knees. From there, you're going to curl your toes under. You want to come onto the balls of your feet. Just check your feet are about hip width distance. And then you're going to press into the hands and hover your knees off your mat. So again, you can really grip the mat with the balls of the feet. Keeping your knees bent. Start to send your seat and hips back towards the back of your mat. So you're lengthening out through the arms, you're flattening out through the back. And then start to lengthen through the legs. You do not have to straighten the legs. It might be morning. Your hamstrings, be nice to them. Look back towards the toes. And then you're just going to pedal. So dropping one heel, then the other. And bending one knee, then the other. Just move really slowly. Move nice and gently. You can even connect back to that nice full breath. So inhaling to lengthen the legs, exhaling to bend a knee. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to bend. So just moving with your breath, nice and slow. Checking in with the back of each leg, checking in with the back of the body. Keep pressing into the hands, gripping with the fingers a little bit. Those hips are going up and back. With your next inhale, lift up both heels, lift up your hips. And as you exhale, lowering the heels. Inhale, lift up both heels. And exhaling to lower the heels. Inhale, lift both heels. And as you exhale, just pop the knees back down onto the mat. Okay, so next thing we're going to talk about is stepping your feet from the back of the mat to the top of the mat. And when we do that one at a time, it is more difficult than you'd imagine. Okay, so we'll start off from our tabletop position. Take your right leg back behind you. and then pull your right knee into your chest. As you pull your knee into your chest, you're actually pushing into the hands and trying to dome through the back. Pull that knee in tightly. So right leg goes back behind you, right leg pulls into the chest, you're rounding through the spine. Right leg goes back behind you, pull that knee into the chest, press the floor away, and then what's likely to happen is your foot might come to about here. From here, we take the right hand, we say come here foot, and we give it a little helping hand to come up to the top of the mat. That could happen. Let's try with the left leg. Take your left leg back behind you, pull your left knee into your chest, round, 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 round. Send the left leg back behind you, pull the left knee into the chest as you round through the back. Send that leg back, and as you step it forward, maybe it comes a little bit further forward, maybe you have to give it a helping hand, maybe you have to lift the left hand to get the left leg through, depending on your proportions. Okay, step the left leg back again. So that's one way to step the feet up between the hands. Curl your toes under, come back into your downward facing dog. So you've lifted your hips, you're looking back towards the toes, you're pressing away from the mat with the hands. This time, as you inhale, you're going to lift up your right leg. And then exhaling, right knee into chest. As you bring your knee into your chest, start to bring your shoulders over your wrist. And the same thing is happening. You're pushing the hands into the mat to lift your body up as much as you can. You're pulling the belly in, you're pulling the chest in. So take your right leg back behind you, and then draw the knee into the chest as you come forward. You're looking forward. Inhale, take the right leg back. Exhale, knee into chest, round, round, round with the spine. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to chest. Maybe you step that foot forward. Now it might be between the hands, it might be slightly behind, it might be a little bit halfway up. If it's halfway up, left knee comes down, give the leg a little help, lift the left knee back up again. And nobody noticed, well, because you're at home, but also even if you're in class, everybody would be concentrating on their own thing. Okay, hands down, step back to your down dog. Let's have a go on the left side. So taking your left leg up behind you, and then drawing the left knee into your chest, you're sending your weight forward. Shoulders are coming forward towards the wrist. You're looking a little forward. You're stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, take the left leg back behind you. Exhale, knee into chest, round, 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 round. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, round, 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 round. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, pull the knee in and step the foot forward. Again, depending on where your foot is, if it's about halfway, you probably want to bring the right knee down, step the left foot forward, and pick the right knee back up again. Okay, step back to your downward facing dog. Slightly different this time. On your inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Push out through the right heel. As you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee into your chest. Lift up as high as you can on the left heel. On the left ball of the foot. Lift up your left heel. This gives you a little bit more space to pull the leg through. From here, step your right foot all the way to the outside of your right hand. And then you can pop the left knee down, uncurl the toes. So, look forward. Your hands are pressing down into the mat. You're pulling your chest forward. You're letting the hips drop forward and down slightly. And then to switch on this inner thigh, we're going to press the arm out into the leg. So the right arm is pressing out into your right knee, and your right knee is pushing back into your arm. So we're switching on this inner thigh muscle, this adductor. Pulling the chest forward, pressing the arm out into the leg. We really want to switch that leg on. And then from here, you're going to take your toes just off your mat. Toes point just off the mat, keep the heel on. And then draw your toes back towards your shin again.
Keep the ball of the foot down, heel down. From here, allow your right knee to roll a little bit out towards the right. I'm going to face you so you can see that this direction too. Oh, I don't know if it'll work. So, toes are slightly off the mat, right knee's going out towards the right. Pull the chest forward. Good. After a few breaths there, carefully draw your right knee back in. Bring your right toes back in. Press into your hands, curl the left toes, lift the left knee. And step it back to downward facing dog. From your down dog, take an inhale, lift up both heels. So we're already coming up onto the balls of the feet, creating that extra space. Lift up your left leg behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Bring the shoulders forward, push the mat away and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can pop the right knee down, pull and look with the chest forward. Pull forward with the hands, send the chest forward. And then again, we're pressing left arm into left knee. You're pushing left knee into left arm. Using your inhale to pull the chest forward, holding it there with the exhale. Squeeze between arm and leg. Switch on this adductor, this inner thigh muscle. And then from here, it'll feel even better because we've just used the muscle. Take the toes out to the side. Left toes go left. Draw your toes back towards your shins. Keep ball of the foot down, heel down before you take the left knee out towards the left. Keep pulling the chest forward. And you should feel really juicy stretch in that inner thigh. Foot comes back down, toes come back in, lifting the hips slightly, curl the toe behind you. Once more, step back to downward facing dog. Take an inhale, come forward to your plank position. Exhale, knees come down. The next thing we need to know about for Vinyasa Yoga are these little links that we like to put in the middle of our sun salutations. Quite often we use them to switch from one side of practicing something to the other. We'll start off on our hands and knees in our tabletop position. From here, you're going to take an inhale and look forward. And as you exhale, you're pulling forward. You're shifting your weight forward as you bend your elbows. You're pulling forward as you bend your elbows. So it's like you're coming into a press up, but you're hugging the elbows into the sides of the body. And then when you're about to face plant, you allow the hips to come down to the mat. You allow the belly to come down next, and you lower down onto your chest. So let's practice that once more. Press up to your tabletop. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull forward as you bend the elbows, hug them into the sides. Let the hips come down, the belly come down, and the chest come down to the mat. From there, take your hands behind you. Your thumbs are pointing down, your little fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling. You're spreading out the hands to take energy to your fingertips. On your inhale, you're going to lift your arms, your legs, and your chest. And you're looking slightly ahead of the mat. As you exhale, lower back down. So that's your locust pose. Use your inhale to lift arms, legs, and chest. Exhale to lower. Once more like that, just for practice. Inhale, lifting arms, legs, and chest. Exhale, lowering. Bring your hands by the sides of your ribcage again. And then you're going to press back up to your tabletop position. So to link that all together with the breath, on your inhale, look forward. As you exhale, pulling forward, bend your elbows. Allow the hips, the belly, the chest to come down. Take the hands behind you. Inhale, lift your arms, legs, and chest. Exhale, hands by your sides. Push back up to your tabletop position. One thing I want to check on. From on your belly, it's very tempting with the hands by the side to let the chest lift up first and then heave our bums up second. Instead, from your belly. You're going to press into the hands and already be pulling your belly button in. You're pulling the belly off the mat first, you're pressing into the hands, and you're pushing up as one. So you're firming the core before you press yourself up. Okay. One more time going through that. On your inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend the elbows, hips, belly, chest come down. Inhale, arms back, lift the arms, legs and chest. Exhale, hands down by your side, pull the belly in, press up to your tabletop position. Lovely. Okay, curl the toes under, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog once more. Take an inhale in down dog. As you exhale, bend your knees. Start to walk your feet up towards your hands. Come into a forward fold. So your feet are still hip width distance. There's a bend in your knees. Your chest is down towards the thighs. Your head is hanging down. You might even be looking back between your legs. Give your head a little nod, yeah. Give it a little shake, no. Bring your hands now onto your shins, just below the knees. Use your next inhale, whenever it comes around, to lift the shoulders all the way up in line with your hips. So you're sending the chest forward, you might even be looking forward. You might start to lengthen a little through the backs of the legs. Exhale, soften and fold. Head and neck hangs. Knees soften. Be a ragdoll. Inhale, halfway lift. Rising, lifting the chest forward. Hands are just below the knees on the shins. Exhale, fold. One more like that. Inhale, lift. And this time as you exhale, bend your knees nice and deep, like you're about to sit on something. Reach your arms back behind you. With your next inhale, you're just taking the arms forward. Everything else stays the same. Hold it there, exhale. Inhale, lift from your hips. Keep your knees bent. Find a chair. Hold the chair as you exhale. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhaling, hands come to heart. So again, as you inhale, you're going to drop your hands low and then reach them up nice and high. As you exhale, bending your knees, dropping the seat low. Bring the chest down to the thighs. Sweep your arms back by your sides. Inhaling, reach your arms forward. Stay low. Hold it there as you exhale. Inhale, lift from your hips. You're finding a chair pose. Notice, sometimes as we come into chair, keep breathing. Sometimes as we come into chair, we start to leave our bums behind and we bend from the back. Then we go, oh, don't leave your bum behind. So we overcompensate and we end up here. We end up rounding. Try to keep the body nice and in the same sort of position as it is here. So the torso stays the same as it rises to the chair. The movement comes from the hips. Reach those arms high, rise up to stand. Hands back to heart. Once more through that one. We'll just do a little body scan. So you're feeling grounded through the feet. You can soften in your knees. You can lift up from the belly button slightly, pull in. You can slightly drop the tail. Bring the hands to heart. Roll back your shoulders. Look ahead and draw back your jawline. Use your inhale to drop the hands again, reach high. As you exhale, bend at your knees, drop your seat, bring the chest to the thighs, and sweep back with your arms. Inhale, reach your arms forward, stay low, hold here, exhale. Inhale, rising to your chair pose, hold there as you exhale. Inhale, reach up and look up. And again, exhale, hands to heart. In Vinyasa Yoga, we have a lot of sun salutations. So last week we did our low lunge sun salutation a lot. This week we're going to be doing a high lunge one. So back to the top of your mat, so you've got space to step back. Feet are still hip width distance, shoulders are rolling back. Bring those hands to heart. Take an inhale, drop the hands and reach high. As you exhale, you're going to bring the hands back into the heart and hinge forward from your hips. Hinge forward until you need to bend your knees. Bend the knees, let the head hang down, let the arms hang down. Next, inhale, hands to shins, come up to that halfway lift, sending the chest forward. As you exhale, bend the knees again, let the head and neck hang down. And inhale, coming all the way up, reaching up and looking up. Exhale, hands to heart. That's a little half sun salutation to get us going. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart, hinge from your hips, let the head hang, let the arms hang. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins, send the chest forward. Exhale, hands come down. Take your right leg back. Be up on the ball of your right foot. So now as you inhale, you're just going to stay right here and take your chest forward. Noticing you've got the left knee over the left ankle. As you exhale, push into the hands and step it back to your downward facing dog. Here's where we put in our vinyasa. Inhale, forward to your table, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend those elbows, hips, belly, chest, come to the mat, hands behind you. Inhale, lift the arms, legs and chest up. Exhale, hands beside you, pull your belly button in, press back up to your table. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Next inhale, lift up your right leg. As you exhale, right knee pulls into the chest. You're pressing up on the ball of the left foot. You're bringing your shoulders over your wrists and you're stepping your right foot as far forward as it wants to come up towards between the hands. If you need to bring the knee down, go ahead. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, step forward with the left foot, come into your forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flatten out your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Reach for the ceiling and look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, same exact thing, left leg first. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart, hinge from the hips, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway, flattening, lengthening the back. Exhale, hands down. Left leg steps back into the lunge. You're on the ball of the left foot. Inhale, pull forward with your chest. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Vinyasa, inhale, come forward to your tabletop position, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend the elbows, hips, belly, chest, come to the mat, arms go back. Inhale, lift the arms, legs and chest, locust pose. Exhale, hands down, pull the belly in, press up all the way to down dog. Inhale, take your left leg up. Exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, push the mat away with the right foot, push the mat away with the hands, step your left foot forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step the right foot to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flattening your back. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, come all the way up, reach up and look up. Exhaling, hands to heart. So adding on to that, this time we're going to come up into our high lunge. So again, starting in Samasthiti, hands at heart. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down, take your right leg back. Okay, this time we've got different ways of coming up. You're on the ball of the back foot. Make sure you haven't stepped yourself onto a tightrope. You still want to have a good hip width distance between the feet. Ball of the back foot, flat on the front foot, look forward. You can use the thigh to come up into your lunge. You can reach the arms behind you to come up to your lunge. Or you can use your inhale to reach forward and rise up into your high lunge. It's all your choice, okay? So you're up on the ball of the back foot. Front knee, stacked over front ankle. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bend your back knee a little bit. Bending the knee so that you can draw the tail down and you can lift your hip points up over. And then you're just going to lengthen that back leg as much as you can before the hips start to tilt. Again, So lengthening, the back leg does not have to be straight. Keep your bum underneath you. Inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, hands down. Step back to your tabletop position. Inhale, look forward. We put the vinyasa in. Exhale, pull forward, bend those elbows, hips, belly, chest. Inhale, hands behind you, lift the legs. Exhale, hands down, belly button pulls in, press up to your table, keep going to down dog. Inhale, take your right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot forward between your hands. Again, you're looking forward, you've got your options. Inhale, make your way into your high lunge, reach the arms to the ceiling. And again, we're just going to take a moment here. Exhale, hands to hips. Bend your back knee slightly, keep lifting up high with that back heel. Tail draws down, hip points, lift up. Full beam with the hip points. Start to lengthen the back leg, keep the hip points pointing forward. You can keep a bend in the back knee if that allows the hip points to point forward. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold forward, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flattening your back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come up the whole way, reach up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Okay, same thing. Left leg gets to go first, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Take your left leg back. On your inhale, look forward. Rise up to your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Step back to your tabletop position. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend the elbows, hips, belly, chest, come to the mat, arms reach back. Inhale, lift the arms, legs and chest. Exhale, hands down, press up all the way to downward facing dog. Inhale, take your left leg high. Exhale, draw your left knee into your chest, round the spine, step your left foot forward. On your inhale, look forward, reach forward, rise up, find your crescent lunge. Exhale, fold forward, step up into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening out the back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up all the way, reach up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. So now we're going to use that sun salutation, but I'm going to stuff a little sequence into the middle of it. Hands to heart. Use your inhale, drop the hands and reach high. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, hands down, take your right leg back. On your inhale, look forward, reach up. As you exhale, hands down, step back to your table. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend the elbows, hips, belly, chest, hands back. Inhale, lift the arms, legs and chest. Exhale, hands down, press all the way back up to down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, lift your left heel, push the mat away. Exhale, knee to chest, rounding the spine, shoulders over wrists, step your right foot forward. On your inhale, look forward, rise up to your crescent lunge. Okay, so here we're changing things up a little bit. From your crescent lunge, you're going to drop your back heel down and in and take your arms wide into a warrior two. So you've got your front knee over your front ankle, back toes point slightly forward, heel is slightly back. Shoulders stacking over the hips. Reach your arms wide. So you want to be looking over the middle finger of your right hand, spreading fingers. On your inhale, turn your palms up, straighten your front leg, reach your arms overhead. And as you exhale, palms out, press down, bend your front knee. So check again, this front knee wants to stack over the front ankle. Palms up, reach up, watch your knee for a moment, let it come straight back towards you. Palms out, press down, watching the knee, tracking it straight back over the ankle. Some knees like to wiggle a little bit, and it's okay, but we want to have a bit of control over that. So, on your inhale, reach up. Exhale, press down. Once more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press down. Okay, look forward. Inhale, reach forward. Tiptoe on your back foot. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, look forward, reach forward, tiptoe on your back foot. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, reach forward, hop forward. Exhale, slightly shorter warrior two. Inhale, reach forward, I'm going to step back. Reach forward, weight into your front leg, tiptoeing on your back toes. Look forward, start to lift off the back leg. Reach your front hand down, reach your back hand high, press out through the heel of the back foot. Maybe you start to lift that leg a little higher. You're coming into something that's challenging for you. Hold it there. You're coming into a pose that's challenging for you and something that can come in really useful for this pose. Reaching forward, bend into the front knee, lifting the back leg, and you can balance on some handy toilet paper if you have any. Reaching that top hand high, pressing out through the back heel. Bend your knee, come back to your warrior two. Excellent stuff. From here, straighten the front leg again. Bring your hands onto your hips. Stand up nice and tall, and then turn your entire torso to the top of your mat so you're facing the same direction as your right toes. Make sure that you stepped into a nice wide warrior two stance again. If you came back and you're in a little short warrior two stance, this isn't going to be as fun. Step back into your nice wide warrior two stance once more. Toes forward, toes slightly forward, straighten out the front leg, hands to hips. When I'm telling you to straighten the front leg, make sure that you're not just dumping into your skeleton at this point. Yeah, your knee might slightly extend, but keep this leg strong. Hands to hips. Take an inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. As you exhale, hinge forward over your right hip. Then start to reach your right hand forward. Reaching that arm forward, you're going to drop it down just behind the right leg. Doesn't need to rest on anything, but it can rest on the shin if it would like to, or a handy loo roll if it would like to. From here, you're going to lift up your left hip slightly. You're going to lift up your left shoulder. You're going to reach for the ceiling with your left hand and hold it there in your triangle pose. Keep breathing. See if you can feel the breath into the hips and up the sides of the body, and see if you can lengthen through each side of the body slightly. Keep your head lifting. Now you can look to the side, you can look down, you can look to the ceiling. Just don't let it be hanging out. Keep your neck working to hold your head up. Bend your front knee. Bring your hands down to the mat, either side of the front foot. Lift up your back heel again. Inhale there. Exhale, step forward into your forward fold, head and neck hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, hands down. Take your left leg back. On your inhale, reach forward, rise up into your crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down, step back to your table. Take an inhale, look forward. Exhale, pull forward, bend the elbows, hips, belly, chest. Inhale, reach the arms back, lift the legs. Exhale, hands down, press up all the way to down dog. Inhale, take your left leg high. Exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. On your inhale, reach forward, rise up, come into your crescent lunge. And as you exhale, back heel drops down and in. Arms go wide, warrior two on the other side. So again, same thing. Inhale, palms up, straighten your front leg, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, palms out, press back down. Inhale, palms up and reach up. Exhale, palms out, bend your front knee, press down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press, stay. Inhale, reach forward, tiptoe on your back foot. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, reach forward, hop forward off your back foot. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, reach forward, bend into your front knee, tiptoe on the back foot, reach the back hand high. Try and bring your back foot off the mat, reach your front hand low. You might have the back foot still on the mat. As long as you've transferred weight into this front leg, we're happy. Find somewhere that challenges you. Maybe you need to push more through the heel of the back foot. Maybe you're starting to find this easy and you want to think more about lifting the right hip there to stack it on top of the left. Find a place where you can stare at or stare internally at the pelvis. And then glide back to your warrior two. Step out into a nice wide warrior. Even if you shorten the stance to come into your half moon pose. And then straighten out through your front leg. Straighten out, hands to hips. Turn your entire torso to face the same direction as your left toes. Take an inhale, be tall. Exhale, start to hinge forward over that left leg. Inhale, reach, reach, reach with the left hand. Exhale, left hand drops to the outside, to the shin, or maybe to a loo roll. Lift the right hip slightly. Lift your right shoulder slightly. Reach up for the ceiling with the right hand. Holding it there in your triangle pose. Now your triangle pose might be here, your triangle pose might be here. This is still triangle pose. Finding where your triangle pose is. Try and lengthen out through both sides of the body. Hold your head up in space. Try not to dump through this front knee, keep that leg active. Bend your front knee, hands down to the mat. Lift your back heel. Take an inhale. Exhale, step up into your forward fold, head and neck hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up and look up. Exhale, hands to heart. Have a sit down. Almost good news. Sitting up on your sit bones, knees are bent, feet are flat, hands come onto your tops of your shins. So I'm bringing the hands here just so that you can lift up through the chest a little bit. Some leverage to help you lift the chest and roll back your shoulders. And then just take the arms forward without taking the shoulders forward. Reach the arms forward. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to rock back and let your feet lift off. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back, let the feet lift. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, back, feet lift. Inhale, rock forward. See, not so difficult. Exhale, back, feet lift. Okay, stay there. Inhale. Exhale, tap the toes. Inhale, legs lift. Exhale, tap the toes. Inhale, legs lift. Exhale, tap the toes. Stay with me or keep going with this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. This time as you inhale, lift them all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the feet high. Exhale, bend the knees. One more. Inhale, lift the feet high. Exhale, give your shins a cuddle. Let your head hang over the shins. One breath there into the back of the body. And then take your legs out long. Legs go long in front of you. Push through your heels, draw your toes back. See if you can hover the heels off the floor. If that's not a possibility, if that's not happening, I want you to push into your heels and try and pull the mat towards you. So we're switching on the backs of the legs. And then you're going to bring the hands just by your side. You're sitting super tall. If the 90-degree option is not an option for your hamstrings at this stage, feel free to have the hands a little bit behind you, but keep pressing down and lifting up through the body. Keep trying to lift those heels if they will. Keep drawing the toes back. Be super tall. Lift up through the crown of your head. You're pressing the hands down. They might find the mat, they might not. And you're breathing. So each inhale, just see if you can lift up a little taller. Press out a little more. holding, squeezing slightly with the exhale. One more inhale there. Squeeze with the exhale. And then bring the hands back behind you. Fingers facing towards the toes. Use your next inhale to start low and start to lift up to the chest. So as you inhale, you're lifting the belly first. You're lifting into the ribcage, you're lifting into the chest, you're looking to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're drawing the belly button in and you're sinking. Inhale, lifting, rolling back the shoulders. Exhale, soften. Once more like that, inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. This time we stay. Inhale, lift the chest, roll back the shoulders, look to the ceiling. Press into the hands with the exhale. Inhale deeply into the chest. Hold there with the exhale. Last breath here. Softening with your exhale. Bend your knees. Come back up to seated. Reach your arms forward and we'll go as slowly as we can. Start to lower back to your mat. It's a slow race. You can pause me if you want to take longer than this. Trying to bring one vertebra at a time down onto your mat and roll all the way back. Bring your feet back so that they are underneath, your ankles are underneath your knees. Bring your hands down by your sides, palms down. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then pressing into your feet, lift your hips about an inch off the mat. Draw your tailbone towards your heels. Draw your hip points towards your face. Use your inhale to lift your hips up towards the ceiling and use your exhale to roll back down, letting the hips come to the mat. So tail towards the heels, hip points towards the face. Inhale, scoop the hips up towards the ceiling and exhale, roll back down onto your mat. Again, inhale, scoop those hips up, press into the feet. Exhale, roll down. This time we'll stay. Inhale, scoop the hips up. Hold that, push into the hands, push into the feet with the exhale. Feel that your glutes are working, feel that your hamstrings are working to lift you up. Each inhaling, you'll bring the breath high into the chest. You might even start to wriggle your shoulders underneath you slightly to press more into the arms. Staying there for 2 more breaths. Staying there for 1 more breath. And then with your next exhale, roll back down. Wriggle out the shoulders. Roll back onto your back. Stay there. Don't move. It's really tempting to pull your knees into the chest at this point, but just let your back have a moment before you draw it in the other direction. In fact, just let the hands come down by your sides and just take a little sway with the knees. Okay, so you're keeping the feet underneath the knees for now. Lift up your right leg. Take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Encourage your right knee away from you. We're creating this figure 4 shape. And then just reaching the arms either side of the legs. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to draw the legs towards you. No arms are involved at this stage. Inhale, just let the foot come back down to the mat. Exhale, draw the legs in towards you. Inhale, down. Exhale, draw in. Good. Inhale, down. This time we'll hold it there for a breath. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, stay there. Keep drawing the legs in. Exhale, stay there. Now you're getting your hands ready. Keep holding the legs there. Left hand outside of left thigh. Right hand through this gap in the middle, inside of left thigh. Hold that thigh. Maybe you're bringing the hands together behind it. Notice if you've had to ball yourself up to get into this shape, don't. See if you can bring the shoulders down, head down, and even more back of the pelvis down to the mat. And then possibly this is enough. Possibly you're getting plenty of sensation in that outer hip.
you're getting enough behind the left hamstring. If it's not, and you want more, you can take your left foot towards the ceiling. Consciously using your right leg, keep pressing your right knee out. Keep active through the right leg. And then I quite like to take a little ankle roll here, pointing the toes, drawing a big circle with the left foot and reversing it. And then bend the left knee, release the left leg, left foot comes down, right foot comes down. Switching sides, take your left foot towards the ceiling, left toes turn out to the left ankle to the right knee. Encourage the left knee away from you. Arms are reaching either side of the legs for now. Take an inhale. As you exhale, draw the knees in towards your chest. Inhale, right foot goes down. Exhale, draw the legs into the chest. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull in. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull in, stay. Inhale there. You're staying with your exhale, you're getting your hands ready. So right leg outside of right thigh, left hand in through the gap, inside of right thigh. Now you might be holding the thigh, you might be interlacing the fingers. Encourage the shoulders to stay down, encourage your sacrum, the back of your pelvis to stay down. And then this might be plenty. If you need a little more, you're going to take your right foot towards the ceiling, push up through the heel. Keep encouraging the legs towards you, keep pressing the sacrum down. And breathe. And then if you're noticing your left leg's getting a bit lazy, just press that left knee away from you. So use the leg to encourage the left knee away from you. I like to push through the left heel still, drawing the toes back just to keep it a little more active. And then let's have those circles with the right toes from the ankle, getting a little wriggle out, getting any clips or cracks out this morning. And release. Bring the right foot down to the mat, undo it, left foot comes down. Bring your hands out to your sides in your T-shape or cactus arms again. Lift up your hips about an inch off the mat. Scoot your hips over to the right side of your mat and put them back down. From here, take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop your knees over towards the left and look over towards the right. And just be here for a moment. Just be. You can even just let go of any of the more conscious breath that we're taking, just coming back into a more natural rhythm. So you're still aware of your breath, you're still observing the breath, but you've just got less interference with it now. And then just gently, let's bring those knees back up to center. I'm going to scoot the hips to the middle for a moment. One breath here. Scoot the hips over to the left side. So lift the hips, scoot them to the left, pop them back down, and then drop your knees over to the right. Looking over to the left if you want to take that twist all the way up into the head and neck. And again, just being there. Be there. Let your breath settle into a more natural rhythm. Still observing the breath, just without interfering quite as much. Carefully bring those knees back up to center. Re-square the hips. Extend one leg at a time. Let your toes fall out to the side. Let your arms come down by your sides, palms up. If that's not super comfy, maybe the hands will feel better resting on the torso. Let yourself get comfortable. Let yourself be still. Take your breath and allow it to be in its natural rhythm. Observing without interference. With your observation, allow yourself to soften with every outgoing breath. Feel the incoming breath as expansion and the outgoing as softening. Now you're welcome to stay here. Stay here if you have the time. If there's somewhere you gotta be, feel free to roll to one side. Press into the hands. Come up to a seated position.